Buffalo Nickel CrossFit. Today we're talking about gymnastics rings. So we're going to talk about what exactly they are, where you can buy them, how much they cost you, things to look for when you do buy them, how to set them up, and last but not least, a little bit of caretaking with. Gymnastics rings are those things that you see in the Olympics with the guys doing the crazy iron crosses and muscle ups and handstands and pikes and all that weird kind of awesome athletic stuff. A lot of people in the functional fitness world are just getting started into fitness use these because of a few reasons. Number one, they work really well, right? You can do tons of stuff with them, and one of the best things, you can move them around. They're very easy to just take down, put up wherever you want to. Last but not least, they're relatively inexpensive, especially when it comes to fitness equipment. A set of rings with straps is going to set you back about $50 to $75, depending on what your rings are made out of, how long the straps are, etc., etc. You can get these online at places like Rogue Fitness or Fringe Sport. Personally, I like the Fringe Sport ones the best. They come with numbers and markings all down the strap, and that way you can tell exactly where you're setting it. You have a choice of 3 materials when you pick your gymnastics rings. They all have their benefits, they all have their drawbacks, and we're going to start with the plastic. Plastic is nice simply because it's inexpensive. These have a tendency to warp over time. I don't really like them because I don't think they're the most comfortable. Plastic also doesn't do well when your hands get really sweaty, and without chalk, you're going to slip. The second is metal. Metal's really nice because it's super durable. You can take them down, throw them anywhere. They good chance are not going to break. They're not going to bend. The worst that's going to happen is the paint or the texture will chip a little bit, but that's it. The bad thing about the metal is it's very uncomfortable when you're holding on to them or when you have that false grip and it rubs against your wrist. They're not very giving. Now my favorite is wood. Wood is really nice because it feels very comfortable in your hand. It also feels good when you're in that false grip. It allows you to really hold on to the ring, and you don't need much, if any, chalk when you do. Wood is going to be about the same price as metal. For me personally, it's definitely worth getting the wood rings over the plastic so you don't ever have to worry about them bending or breaking, and they're way more comfortable than metal. Now the downside to the wood ring is if you hit it against a wall or they hit each other, there's a chance that they're going to get nicked up, there's going to be splinters, all that stuff that comes with anything wooden. That's bad, obviously, because since we're holding on to it, we don't want to have splinters or get cuts on our hand because these rings are very, very smooth, and that's just the way you want it. Any little chip, nick, splinter, your hands are going to find it, I promise you. So unless you're just on a budget and you need the plastic ones, or maybe you're in the military and you're getting deployed and you want to take your rings with you overseas, that would be a reason to get the metal ones. Other than that, go with the wooden ones. You won't be disappointed. Now we're going to set them up. So setting up your gymnastics rings, they're really easy to set up. You just take your strap, right? You take your ring, and then you find something nice and solid to throw your strap over. Any kind of setup that you have is going to probably be okay. You just want to make sure that it's anchored well. I've known guys to throw them over tree limbs and stuff like that, and it's worked just fine. As long as whatever you're throwing it over or going to be using to support your weight is structurally sound, you're going to be okay. You're going to take the loose end of your strap, you're going to throw it over your bar or whatever you have it connected to. Take your ring, run the strap through the ring, and take your buckle, run your strap through the buckle. If I can get it fed through there. And there you go. Now you're set up. You've got numbers to show you how high you want it set or where you want it, and then you just do your other one the exact same way. Taking care of your rings is pretty easy. What to do if you have wood rings is just check and make sure that they don't have any nicks, any splinters, they're not cracking, anything like that. You probably shouldn't have to worry about that. We've had ours for 3 years here at the gym. They've been used pretty much daily or almost daily, and there's no issues with them whatsoever. Metal ones you'll have even less of a issue with. You just want to check to make sure there's no kind of loose pieces of metal or shavings in there, and other than that you should be good. Plastic ones do tend to bend and or crack, so make sure you're checking that. But other than that, you should have a nice piece of exercise equipment that's going to last you a long time. Hope this helped. See you guys later.